Rise from your grave.
Now, Rascal sucks, but I love the PlayStation. It's probably my favorite system. Personally, I feel like the PlayStation was a really good time for video games. It's where budget and creativity sort of cross-sectioned into a perfect little midpoint. If that's not confusing enough. It was even the first video game console I bought with my own money back in the day. I love this big gray rectangle. Ape Escape, or Saru Getchu, as it's known in Japan, was released in 1999 and is a game developed, produced, and published by Sony Computer Entertainment, making it one of their almost always awesome first-party titles. Now the game may not have much traction over here, but over in Japan it's a whole big phenomenon. They got dancing monkeys and apes escaping all over the place. Huh?
Now way back when I was a wee child, me and a good friend played a demo of this game on a PlayStation Underground Jam Pack. And we played it over and over and over and over. And then one magical Christmas, 1999, I pulled this little baby out of a festively wrapped box.
Well, not this copy. I sold that one. Why? Why did I do that?
We pop in the game and start it up, and the first thing we see is a monkey putting a police light on his head, which we'll later find out is called a peak point helmet, which is a helmet that gives creatures super intelligence. And then he turns evil and breaks all the other monkeys out of the zoo. We jam out to the title screen for a little while, hit new game, and start a cutscene, which has music that, to this day, still gives me giddy butterflies of childish wonder. The cutscene shows our main character Spike and his best friend Jake running as fast as their cartoony stub legs will take them, excited to go see the professor. But when they get there, all is not well, as the evil monkey from the start, named Specter, has tied up the professor and his assistant Natalie. One of the monkeys mashes a random button, sends everyone except for the professor and Natalie back in time. Now the professor tells us that we've been sent back to the dinosaur times, and that Specter has scattered all of his monkey minions across time in an attempt to take over the world by rewriting history so that monkeys are the dominant species instead of humans. And he's also used his science powers to control your best friend Jake.
Now, let's plop into the first level and try this bad boy out. Oh, they're still here.
Now we jump into the first level and we get to test out these interesting controls. You see, Ape Escape is one of, if not the first game to require, a DualShock analog controller. You move Spike around with the left analog stick and control the camera with the D-pad. Not super strange, but pretty revolutionary for the time. However, you select your gadget with the face buttons and use them with the right analog stick, swinging them around and spinning them and stuff to make them do stuff. It's simpler than it sounds. Now, the point of each level is to catch a certain number of monkeys using your time net. Some of the monkeys in the level can't be caught till later when you have different gadgets, such as this one in the first level that requires a flying gadget that you get much later in the game. The monkeys are so very animated in their motions and they have a lot of personality. Catching them is very fun and super satisfying. Almost as satisfying as whacking them with a laser bat! When you catch all the monkeys, you do a super cool celebration and teleport back to the time station! Your central hub world type thing. Here in the time station, there's multiple parts you can access, such as gadget tutorials, a minigame section, which I'll talk about later, and the save menu. Also, here's where you select your levels. Oh, and you can also Mega Man through doors. Haha! Now there's a huge variety of monkeys with different pants and weapons and stuff, such as a laser gun monkey, UFO monkey, goggles rocket backpack monkey, and don't believe in yourself, believe in me! Believe in the machine gun monkey who believes in you. Monkey. There are enemies spread throughout the stages to add some challenge. There are even mini-bosses such as T-Rexes, robots, and giant electrical catfish monsters.
Now honestly, I love this game to death, and I could gush about it for hours. So I'm just going to talk about the important parts and some of my favorite levels, and leave the rest for you to play for yourself.
One of my favorite early levels is called Krabby Beach. And whoa, man, listen to that music! I love this tune. This level is so fun and colorful, and there's so much silly little fun stuff to do, such as chilling on these beach chairs and knocking over the sandcastles made by the monkeys. I'll teach you to steal my best friend. Send me back in time, you stupid. Another amazing early level is at Dexter's Island, a tiny little chunk of land with a dinosaur trapped in a cave, in a time period where dinosaurs are supposed to be long extinct. You smash a wall and catch the only monkey in the area. Oh, but rad dude, that doesn't sound very cool. Well, just hang on a second and smash Dexter in the face and jump in his belly. This level is actually one of the first really huge one, and there's quite a bit of meaty maze-like innards to explore, and a lot of stuff to see, like gross tentacle body parts. Ew. Pretty soon after this, you get a new gadget called the Sky Flyer, which opens up the game a ton. You use the Sky Flyer by spinning the right analog stick like a helicopter blade to take off into the air. So keep those analog sticks well oiled, because you need them. Don't actually oil them, because that'll break your controller and I'll totally get in trouble. The next level I want to talk about is Sushi Temple, an ancient Japanese dojo complete with temple, secret lava well, and modern Japanese living room. Wait, what? You know, the levels in this game all feel like little play sets, with tons of things to see and explore. Lots of fun details for those that are paying attention. And this level is a fantastic example of that. Also, this rocket backpack monkey fucked me up like half a dozen times. So the professor contacts you and says he's located Specter. He's hiding inside an old medieval castle, and the goal of this level is to catch Specter instead of catching monkeys. But you will have to catch other monkeys to open certain areas. Now, this is no ordinary castle. It's got many hidden secrets, like ghost nights, and that it was built by PBS. I knew they were up to something. You catch a few monkeys, open some locked doors, hit a couple of switches, and finally end up face to face with Specter. Have an epic exchange of words.
Hold on! You're not going anywhere! Oh yes we are.
And then you battle a giant Robo Knight. Once you defeat it, you're sent through another time portal, and you see that on the completion screen, Natalie and the professor are missing. You wind up back in modern day, where you can clearly see the monkeys are taking over. For real this time! One of the next levels is a huge factory that manufactures the Peak Point helmets. Also, we get to drive a tank! Yeah! We're like 10! I've always really liked this conveyor belt box climbing part. It's loads of fun. Next level I want to talk about is this enormous TV tower. Seriously, it's huge. And it's even complete with a weird, grassy area filled with a tank track and magic mushroom monsters. Weird. Up at the top is a helipad, where you find Specter as he waits with the missing Natalie and the professor. They exchange harsh words in another epic cutscene.
Professor, Natalie, I'm here. Don't worry, I'll get you out of here.
Oh no you don't. I still need them to help me, so they're not going anywhere.
Let them go!
Now you really made me mad.
This boss battle is actually pretty tough. It takes a while to get the hang of it, but even then it's a little challenging. Well, you destroy the ship, but Specter and Jake still get away, holding Natalie and the professor hostage. Now this next part is the final level, and it is gargantuan. Honestly, it's as big as 4 or 5 levels. You start out in an amusement park full of attractions, such as a cowboy ride, a roller coaster, and a circus. There's also a go-kart section, but we can't get at that right now. The western level contains a few monkeys and it's mostly uneventful, so let's move on to the circus. As soon as you enter, you find the professor locked up, and he tells you that you can enter the cage and rescue him from the top. You climb up, dodge some exploding balloons that fucked me up, and fight a giant clown.
Welcome to my circus.
Rescuing the professor. He tells you some crap that you didn't need the gadgets, the power was in you all along. But you should totally keep the gadgets, because you really will need those. Next, let's move on to the roller coaster, which is a little jumping game that requires some pretty precise timing. If you don't die a lot on this part, then fucking screw you. Huh? You think you're fucking hot shit? At the end of the roller coaster is a haunted house where you learn Natalie is being held hostage. She politely asks you to rescue her.
How's it going?
Don't just stand there. Get me out of here.
So you stumble through the spooky haunted house and eventually drop her giant bird cage from the sky, where she is infinitely gracious for your daring rescue.
Oh, what have you been doing all this time?
Where are you going?
I'm going back to the lab. Besides, you don't need me here. Ah! What was that? Ah!
After you rescue both the professor and Natalie, the go-kart section finally opens up and you can take on Jake in one final battle. Jake is armed to the teeth in an armored race car tank. After you beat him, the car explodes, he's launched into the sky, and I assume killed. Oh, well actually he's totally fine, and it seems Specter's spell is broken. Little cutscene shows Spike goofily excited to have his friend back, and Specter lays down the law and tells Spike what's up.
Find me in my new castle in the middle of the amusement park. Come as my guest. I'll even leave the entrance open for you. I'll be waiting.
And thus we head to the final area of the game, Specter Sky Fortress. Now this part is a serious test of everything you've learned and every gadget, so you better know them well enough to get through this. Some of the really tough parts have extra lives lying around, so it's not unfair, but it's still quite tough. Once you get to the top, you fight Specter for the last time in his giant gorilla robot. It's got a few different stages. This is a really fun battle, and it can be pretty tricky, but I'm an ace! Specter and Spike have one final fierce battle of words, and Specter warps off saying the classic "I'll be back to get you" villain line, and it's cheesy and it's awesome.
You ruined everything! If it weren't for you, everything would be perfect!
I'm taking you back to the amusement park.
You must be joking! You're not taking me anywhere! I'll never go back! I'm never going back to that rotten place! You listen, and you listen good! I will return! And when I do, I'll destroy you and the world as you know it! So you better be ready, because next time, I won't fail!
Wait!
And that's Ape Escape. If you haven't played this game, I highly encourage you to do it. This game is a beloved piece of my childhood, and it's aged wonderfully. This game's got amazing controls, awesome characters, and it's so much fun. Man, I sure hope nobody travels through time and gives me a cool game again.
Hey YouTube, thanks for watching. If you haven't checked it out yet, check out my last episode. Also remember to Facebook, Twitter, and most importantly, subscribe. Yeah.
Woo! That was natural, that felt good. Shit!